everybody.
Well, we're seeing something there.
Yeah, you're going to need to tilt your.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want hamburger? I'm looking at getting a large pizza that we can use over several days
Pizza's fine.
with beef and tomatoes on it. That's what I'm looking at.
Just ground beef.
Yeah, beef. I don't know what kind of beef it is. It's just beef.
Okay. You have onions too?
Yeah, you can get onions too.
Okay.
You want
Well,
onions?
there's somebody there. Yeah, I like onions on my beef.
Okay.
Uh, is there anybody out there? I've got video from my standpoint.
It's hot out there.
Oh, let's see. I forgot to hit enter.
Children here for a minute.
Yeah, let's see. We're in a Love's truck stop at the restaurant section. We're seeing if there's anybody out there. It seems like everything's working poorly but adequately. Hello, can you see me? Looks like somebody just logged on. Town. Can you hear me, honey? Can you see me? I've got a video showing on mine here. Interesting. Can you see me, honey bunny? Can you hear me? Because this is one of those things that, okay, good. Okay, it says I got 2 people watching now. Not sure who the other one is. So,
The pizza will be ready in about 15 minutes. You can drink my diet soda too.
do you want, let's see, thinking of what to drink.
You want me to go get you a cup of water?
You can get me a cup of water, or I like a 7-Up or a Sprite for the soda, but I don't think the diet ones taste worth the crap, do they? Hey, peoples, how's it going?
They only have regular Sprite. They only have diet and Coke.
Yeah. Why don't you get me just a water then?
I will see if I can find
Okay.
a little water.
Yeah, this is my usual computer here, which I don't usually use this thing that the camera that comes on the computer. The backlighting. Let's see, what is that? I guess it's just over there. Yeah, that's just the corner of the thing. I can do that, and that'll. Yeah. So, yeah, I have neither right now. We just literally got here a couple minutes ago. We'd taken a little side trip to check out a coin shop that Eva wanted to take a look at. And we literally got to the truck stop at about, 6 o'clock local time. So anyhow, it was one of those things. I wanted to try and see what would happen. I wanted to make sure everyone knew that everything was going well, and we're having a great trip. And let's see, the picture that you see. Well, here's a good one. Did you see a thumbnail? Hey, pit bulls, how's it going?
I got Hello Kitty stuff. See? Hello Kitty bling.
So anyhow, did you see what do you call it?
Thumbnail.
A thumbnail for this? If so, it's a dawn view over Duluth Harbor. The rest area of Duluth has an awesome freaking view of Duluth Harbor. And the atmospheric conditions were good for a very nice sunrise. So we have some very nice pictures from there. And the run to Duluth was pretty routine. It should be a pretty clear view of Duluth Harbor with a sunrise just starting. And so the drive over to Duluth was pretty routine. We took US Highway 2, which runs probably like 100 miles south of the Canadian border, roughly parallel, blah, blah, blah. Somewhere in North Dakota, it turned into divided highway. It was never limited access. And it was only, when did we get limited access? So you can get limited access outside Duluth? Photos. No, that one is the, what do you call it? The default. That's a picture of the Angelita portal there. But yeah, that's my default one. It seemed to have trouble uploading the actual sunrise pictures.
Yeah, I just got your
What?
your notification, and it's got the one from Arizona.
Yeah, exactly. So it had trouble, uploading that one. So say the first 2 days, we spent the first night in Minot, North Dakota, and just stayed at what was that? It wasn't a TNA, was it?
No, it was not a TA. It
I
was
forget.
It
was
a
a
pilot, I believe.
pilot, maybe.
Well, anyway, it was a truck stop. Then they had like no employees. It was
Yeah,
fine.
we had to, we just spent the night at the parking lot there. And then we zipped on over to Duluth the next day. And we spent the night at the rest area there. And sure, go ahead, honey bunny. Anyone else, you can please jump on too, or whatever. But we were supposed to meet Rock Butcher at Duluth at 7 o'clock in the morning at the Superior Family Restaurant, which is actually attached to the Superior Hotel, which is an old hotel, very good condition. It's over 100 years old. And they had very good food there, reasonable prices. So the Superior Family Restaurant in Duluth, Minnesota, I have to recommend it. I really like the recipe on the pancakes. They're pretty big, pretty thick, pretty stout, and had a nice flavor to them. So I would recommend that. Rock Butcher treated Eva and me to breakfast, and we had a little chat, got to meet. He, unfortunately, was hauling butt over to North Carolina, where he's got a gig, and he's meeting some people over there. He had his son with him, and they're heading over there to do some panning and such. Then Eva and we were kind of ahead of schedule at that point. We were supposed to meet Jason from Flower Gold Wizards the next morning to do some stuff. When I called up, he wasn't available. Not expected, as he told me he was going to be out on the beach doing some gold mining stuff, and he has no reception there. So I left a message, and we've been kind of cruising the northern shore of Lake Superior there, and he called up and said, "Hey, you want to do it tonight?" And so I said, "Yeah, sure." So we beat feet across Wisconsin and got to his place right about at dark, and we spent some time exchanging gifts and testing some of my crushed ore on his sluice design and doing a little hand panning and such. And I gotta say this about Jason. He's about the only person I've ever seen be able to hand pan some of that microfine gold. And I mean, he's pretty darn good at it. Not as quick as I am for what I do, but he says the technique that I use would not work for that real flaky Lake Superior gold. Anyhow, so we had a good evening there. He got video, I got some video, and then we frolicked on off. From there, let's see, we stayed at a truck stop, the Eagle Express truck stop, and that night we had a great light show. Okay, they had a line of thunderstorms move through. We had lightning coming down. We had 3 lightning strikes within a mile. One, I was looking right at it, and it was within 2,000 feet. I'm not sure what it hit, but whatever it hit, it glowed for a fraction of a second afterwards. And I managed to get a little bit of the lightning, spend a nice night there. And then in 1969, my mom, my brother, and I were on a trip up the East Coast and around. She was a teacher. And so we towed a little 17.5-foot Nomad trailer behind the Suburban. My stepdad would fly out. He had only a month's vacation. Mom had like 2.5. So he would fly out to meet us. In that case, it was Austin, Texas. He met us. Hey, Chris. Oh, yeah, it's the camera is a problem. I'm just doing the one in the computer. Keep things very simple, but it's not the best camera.
Hi, we're on a hotspot in Loves.
Hey, how's it going, Jason? I had a great time at your house. I appreciate it. I presume you kept those tailings there so you can rerun them. He said, "Hi, Eva."
Hi, Jason.
And so I would try running it with a higher velocity of water. I think we plugged those riffles with the tramp iron.
Hey,
What?
everybody owes me kudos for my tech skills because you're running off my
Oh yeah,
freaking hotspot.
and we gotta give Eva credit because we're running off a hotspot on her smartphone and everything, so that worked out great. Another thing you could try, Jason, if that doesn't work well, running more water, would be to magnetically separate, like put a magnet over the thing to kind of pull those magnetics up to keep them plugged. But I'd appreciate it if you could do a little more experimenting on that stuff and see if you can get it to work real well. It was doing pretty significantly, but I don't think it was optimized. That's for sure. So it would be kind of
If
cool.
you can get that optimized for
If you-
microphone,
if you-
that would be great.
Keep experimenting on that a little bit because that would be cool. So anyhow, in 1969, we were on this summer trip And my stepfather had left to go back to Yuma. We'd gone through all the way up the East Coast, through Maine, Nova Scotia. Uh, oh, yeah, urgency is not a matter, Jason. Whenever you get the time, but I'd be curious to see what happens. And anyhow, New Brunswick, and then over through
Oh, and
Quebec.
did Mrs. Wizard like her crystals?
Oh, and Eva wants to know, how did Mrs. Wizard like those crystals? Uh huh. And by the way, Rigby is a very calm puppy dog. He was very, very cool with everything. Yep. Would it be worth it as someone just starting out to get into placer mining in Arizona? What is your purpose? Are you going to attempt to make a profit? Are you going to do it for the fun as a recreational prospector? There's a fair amount of reasonable placer gold in Arizona. I'm not that familiar with it. I'm a hard rock specialist. Those guys at
I break
for Bedrock are quite familiar with the placer gold deposits in Arizona, and they seem to be pretty nice people and stuff. No problem, Jason. As I say, I'm glad she liked them. I say those are pretty easy to pick up where we were at, up on top of the hill. They're pretty good. And yeah, you guys seem pretty busy with all the family stuff at night. To work it full time, yes, pit bulls, but first you need to focus on your basic techniques and keep it very much recreational prospecting until you find something useful. If you're just getting into it, I would suggest finding a good prospecting club in your area in Arizona. They're all over the place. And join up and go to their meetings and stuff, because by networking, you'll first of all develop your techniques well.
Gold Prospectors Association of America has some good claims.
Yeah. And secondly of all, people like GPAA and Arizona Gold Diggers down there by Tucson. You take care, Jason. Yeah, we're doing fine. Everything's going great. Thank you. And it'll give you a much better line on the stuff.
Thank you.
Doing a live stream here.
Oh, amazing.
Serious.
Come say hi.
I will. I'll tell them about my
Okay.
lovely life.
And here is the
Hello.
waitress hit. Yeah.
Oh,
What-
yes. at
What
Love's.
is this Loves? What's the name of this particular Loves here?
It's 881, but it's in diamonds. We just call it
Diamond?
Diamond Loves.
Diamond Loves here
Diamond loves.
In-
I love diamonds.
in northeastern
Absolutely.
Ohio.
Absolutely. Well, hello. Have a good day, guys.
You betcha.
Making
Thank you.
pizza.
And anyhow, so by getting a club like that, you'll get access to their claims. You'll get access to their knowledge, the club knowledge. You'll be able to practice your techniques, and it allows you to really, how that learning curve is very steep. It makes the first part of that learning curve much, much easier and more fun when you got people to be with. So that's what I would suggest, pit bulls, is to join a club if you don't have much experience whatsoever.
And
On that.
talk to I Break for Bedrock. They may be able to have some good
Yeah,
suggestions.
and talk to iBreak for Bedrock. So anyhow, back in 1969, we had traveled up the East Coast. My stepfather had come back, and we were just starting north of Lake Huron to go around. We were going to go to the Sault Ste. Marie locks and come back into the United States from there. Hey, Shaggy.
Hi,
And
Shaggy.
unfortunately, our Suburban got a recall notice from Chevrolet. So Mother decided to take it directly to GM headquarters to get it fixed. And I learned something there. She we showed up at Detroit. We parked across the trailer in Windsor at a KOA or something like that. She drives across, fills up the gas tank, and says, "Where's GM headquarters?" The guy goes, "Over there." You can see 5 huge buildings about 8 miles away. Oh, not a problem, pit bulls. And say that's the quickest way and the easiest way and the most fun way to get started, and see if you like it cheaply. Don't buy a lot of equipment, because whatever it is that you're going to process has to match the equipment, and everything doesn't work in everything. People buy equipment first, then find out, oops, I don't have anything to put through it.
That's
Not
why
a
we
good-
brought
not
stuff
a good
to
plan.
test on Jason's wonderful suit.
Anyhow, so we drove over to GM headquarters. Mom parked us, I think it was on the west side, on the street there, and said, "Stay in the car." And she disappeared. About an hour later, she comes back to the Suburban with a guy in a suit. Okay. She says, he's going to be driving us to a repair facility. Gets behind the wheel, drives us to a repair facility, gets out. The guy, the manager there is like, "Yes, sir." And this guy goes, "These people are here from Arizona. Their car, now that particular recall, can you work that in and get it fixed?" "Yes, sir." It was just a part on the carburetor. The high idle cam on the carburetor was not strong enough, could break and jam the throttle wide open. So anyhow, like 30 minutes later, it was done and everything. And Mom goes, "Any idea who that guy in the suit was?" It's like, "Yeah, sure. We know everyone in Detroit." And she goes, "Vice president in charge of customer relations." She just walked in, says, "Where's customer relations?" I go, 2 buildings over, 12th floor. Goes up there, says, "Where's the vice president?" Walks to his receptionist and says, "I have a problem."
Your mother was a parent.
And man, when the vice president of GM tells the mechanic he'd like to see your car fixed, it gets fixed. So anyhow, in 1969, we were supposed to see the locks at Sault Ste. Marie and had been unable to do so. However, over 55 years later, I finally made it. And we made it to Sault Ste. Marie after seeing Jason. And we were lucky. It was a Sunday and everything, fairly slow day, but there was a freighter coming in to go through the locks. And there was a guy there that came up while we were watching they got a viewing platform, and he had a radio. He said, how do you, apparently he worked there as a contractor and stuff. So he had one of the radios, and he also knew a lot of stuff, and he was giving it. That ship's 591 feet long with 21,000 tons of wheat. It's heading off to Europe. 28,000 tons of wheat heading off to Europe.
25-foot draft, 70 feet wide.
25-foot draft, 25 feet wide. 25-foot draft, 70 feet wide. Anyhow, so that was kind of cool. We got a lot of it. It was a little cold that day. So, on the way to Jason's, we almost ran over a turkey. After the Sault Ste. Marie locks, after a half a century of waiting to see them, as we were headed south, I don't know what the birds were. Okay. I think they were storks. They looked like storks to me. Could have been like maybe whooping cranes. I don't know. They were brown. They were tall. They had long legs and long beaks, and they were annoyed at each other in the parking lane as I was doing 70 miles an hour down the freeway. And one of them decided to come into my lane. Luckily, not by much, and I was able to steer around it, or we would have hammered some kind of bird that we really didn't want to hurt. So from there, we headed south, and last night, a little after midnight, we showed up at a rest area outside of Bowling Green, wasn't it?
Bowling Green, Ohio.
Yep, Bowling Green, Ohio, and spent the night there. And then this morning we went to see Ohio Caverns. That's someplace I'd been when I was a kid. Very, very pretty place. Not big, not gigantic like Carlsbad or whatever, but very pretty. So I got pictures there. And then we frolicked on the rest of the day over to here. We stopped in Youngstown area to go to a coin shop that he wanted to look at. They had very good premiums, big selection, very nice. Couldn't get any pictures because they have, I think, for security purposes, no pictures, you know. So anyhow, that worked out well, and then we managed to get here to the Love's truck stop just in time to start the live stream, pretty close to on time. But we didn't have time to debug anything or whatever. So we will have several videos to edit and post while we're in Boston. And we got some great stuff. We still got what? We're supposed to be in Boston Thursday morning. Her son's busy
Thursday afternoon.
until Thursday. So we're gonna take our time. We got 2 more days to kill before getting close to Boston, and then spend the night somewhere out near Boston and then head on in. So everything's been going great. The car's been running fine. Eva's been navigating real well. She's a great job of using her smart-ass phone to figure out where I'm supposed to turn and this, that,
And
and
I
the
am
other.
finding amazing deals at coin shops.
Yeah. What's the name of that coin shop?
Executive Coin in Stowe, STOW, Ohio.
Okay, it was Executive Coin in Stowe, STOW, Ohio. Nice people.
$3.15 over spot for Maple Leaves, Philharmonics, Ruse, and Britannias.
Did everyone hear that? She said, was it 315 over spot?
Yeah.
315 over spot for silver, Eagles, Ruse, Britannia, stuff like that, which is a really great premium, really low premium there. So that's basically what's been happening. I just haven't had time to do any editing or anything else. So I'm really sorry I couldn't get that picture up because it's really pretty. Actually, I got a bunch of pictures of the dog. It happens slow enough you can take more than one shot. But yeah, we've been having a great trip. Things have been going pretty smoothly. And sleeping okay in the back of the van. Nice. Well, I wouldn't say nice and warm, but not cool. We have plenty of blankets and stuff. It's kind of annoying to have to get up in the middle of the night and walk over to a bathroom somewhere else to take a leak, come back, go back to sleep. Do that 2 or 3 times a night. An old geezer like me, you know how it is. But a minor price to pay for this kind of quite an experience. Now, what we're doing right now, and we found out we were so far ahead of schedule, and Ryan really has stuff he's got to do before we get there, and so we had to slow it down. Hey, Lars, how's it going? We're near Youngstown, Ohio. Everything's going great. So anyhow, we have come up with a game to play on our way to Boston. And that is, they have the really good routes to go from A to B are toll roads. Not a whole lot of them, but several of them. So it seems to be running fine, Lars. I don't know why. We're working on Eva's smartphone, and it seems to be working well. As you can see, the video sucks. I'm sure the audio is less than ideal, but oh well. We're doing from a Love's truck stop through the computer with no accessories and hotspot on Eva's smartphone. It's going better than it did at the house. We may have to try doing a hotspot at the house a little and just see how all that works. But anyhow, so the plan is from here, we're going to try and get to Boston in a little over 2 days, about 2.5 days. And hey, Rock, you made it. Thanks for breakfast. That was delicious. Glad I could meet you. How's things going where you're at? And we're trying to get to Boston. Sweet, Rock. They had a great day of high banking. We're trying to get to Boston without paying a toll, but still staying on freeways and stuff. I think we got a route plan, but it makes life a little more interesting. Plus, we'll see what various things we might see on the way. Unfortunately, Amish country tends to be in the eastern part of Pennsylvania. We're going to try and avoid that. Although today, Eva saw someone plowing with a team of horses just south of here. And
Yeah,
also we
that's
saw a
on.
horse and buggy. And I think we got the horse and buggy on the camcorder. So that was cool. But so that's kind of our game that we're going to play getting over to Boston. Say, car's running smoothly. Everything's going great in general. So we're having a good time and doing some good stuff. You done with your pizza, little one?
Oh,
Okay, why don't you come on over here and talk with them while I get to eat some pizza?
all right. Well, we want to save at least half of it for tomorrow.
Okay, no problem.
Hi, everybody. I have Hello Kitty bling. This trip is amazing. Lars, I'm allergic to California. Sorry. Hi, Shaggy. Oh, wow, Rock Butcher. Glad you had a good day down there. It was great seeing you, by the way, and great meeting you.
And your son.
Hmm?
And his son.
And your son. I hope Arvi is having fun down there. The trip is going well. The navigation is going well. I am finding silver, so I'm a happy camper. And yes, Ohio Caverns is very pretty, and I got some wonderful pictures on my phone that I am sending to all my friends. I have not been able to keep as close an eye on the news as I should be, but I can tell you this, gold and silver are still on sale. And actually, I'm pretty sure they're going to keep going up. I did tell you guys just a couple of weeks ago that I expect gold to stay between 2,300 and 2,500. We're going to get this nice little roller coaster thing going on as people take profits. And that's basically what's going on right now. We're getting some little minor profit taking going on. I've been talking to the dealers at all the coin shops we stopped at on the way. And by the way, the kind of things I like to get, yeah, they are a good investment. What do you know? I'm just so surprised not. People are profit taking. The consensus of opinion online and profit taking in stores is people are offloading buffaloes and generic things to pay bills or to upgrade their collection, upgrade to sovereign coinage, upgrade to gold. Because generics will always give you the best bulk, the best weight for your money. But your sovereign coins, your American Silver Eagles, Libertads, Phillies, Ruse, Brits, Krugerrands, are going to give you the best resale and reinvestment / value. Now, the one we stopped at today, Executive over there in Stowe, ooh, if the goddess won the lottery, I'd be backing up the freaking truck, because the last time I saw good, good to very good American Silver Eagles that were like not beat all to heck at $3.50 over spot, it was quite a while ago. And the Philly I got, the Philharmonic I got, is absolutely gorgeous. There is nothing wrong with it. Now, there were some maples in there and a couple of roos that had a few milk spots, but the fact that these are in the bin because they were not perfect was like, you've got to be kidding me. They were in much better shape than I normally pay 5 or 6 over spot for. So yeah, and yeah, as long as Arvi's having a blast, I figured he'd probably enjoy it. And you guys are probably going to have a lot of fun down there. Lucky, lucky. And Lars, yeah, gold has been pumping 24, and I expect we'll see it. I expect at this point that 23 is probably going to be our new floor for gold, and we're going to be drifting back and forth between 23 and 2,500 for a while people are riding that roller coaster, taking their profits, while the paper gold boys are playing their little games with the paper gold. And silver, of course, is doing beautifully. I am so happy with my silver. Meanwhile, the ship guy that we were talking to, he actually designs lighthouses and does other interesting things. He was saying that the shipping business infrastructure, merchant marine type things, is as hollowed out and in as bad a shape as mining, in the sense that they are desperately seeking electricians, they're desperately seeking 10 zillion types of shipbuilding sort of people, desperately seeking people who can do underwater welding and underwater repair in shallow water, like dealing with that mess out in Baltimore, etc. I mean, some of these jobs are paying like $72, $73 an hour to start. And yeah, you know, it's kind of hard to find experienced help, apparently. And this seems to be the case in a whole lot of places. Because, for instance, the pilot that we stayed at in Minot, North Dakota, home of Minot Air Force Base, yeah, right, had exactly 2 overnight employees. One of them was a dude that had been working all of 3 weeks. Really well trained dude. Don't know how long the lady had been working, but they were short staffed enough and overextended enough that we were standing around at the cashier waiting to pay for something for probably 3 or 4 minutes. If a person were inclined to be dishonest, they'd be losing a lot to theft in that store. And they were far from alone. Most of the Walmarts that we've stopped in were heavily understaffed. And there was this really weird thing. Michigan looks really shabby around the edges. I mean, and Duluth, Minnesota, Superior, Michigan, the main drag, Tower Road,
Wisconsin.
Superior, Wisconsin, the main drag, Tower Road. Half of the local businesses were closed. There was a whole lot of closed businesses, a whole lot of vacant houses with for sale signs that looked years old. I mean, we're talking, the signs were as falling apart as the houses were. And we were in Duluth going to Superior Coin. They have 2 locations, one in Superior, Wisconsin, and one in Duluth, Minnesota. And there we were in downtown Duluth, the historic shopping district. And yeah,
Uh-huh.
it was like a freaky ghost town.
Yep.
It was really kind of bizarre. We have noticed that all in all, Ohio seems to be, by Rock Butcher, Ohio seems to be in better shape at the moment than Michigan or Minnesota or Wisconsin, in the sense that we haven't seen too many falling down houses and too many boarded up businesses in the parts of Ohio that we have been to. Now, granted, so far we've only been to the outskirts of Cleveland, the
Columbus.
the outskirts of Columbus, and the outskirts of Akron, Ohio. But we shall see what transpires there. Uh, and apparently, people in Ohio have a real dislike of raccoons because there's all kinds of dead raccoons on the road around here. Go figure. Very bizarre, the number of roadkill raccoons I have seen. But anyway, gold and silver are still on sale. What I'm seeing in local coin shops so far is a lot of coin sellers and coin dealers that used to throw all the oddball rounds into the generic pile along with the buffaloes and just sell them at one price the way they do back home in my coin shop are now marking them up and selling them online and treating them as premium. Engelhard Prospector rounds and the JM Freedom Series rounds are both going for $6 and up over spot. I've gotten quotes as high as $8 or $9 over spot for prospectors and JM Freedom rounds. Can you believe that? And I can't find the Continental Coin assay bars for love nor money anywhere. I've gotten mine back home in Montana, but I haven't seen any on the road. And those Continental Coin assay rounds and bars also carry a premium on them now. So we're seeing a growing appreciation, and more of them are showing up online too. We're seeing a growing appreciation for the collectible value of a lot of the kinds of rounds that I love. The only thing you can get at generic prices anymore are basically any one of the 31 flavors of buffaloes that are out there. You know, the 31 flavors of Indian Head. And a few people sell the larger mercury dimes, you know, the silver rounds that look like mercury dimes. They'll sell those as generics, but a lot more businesses are starting to price out everything that is not a pure generic. They're beginning to try to get some profit taking going on, and I absolutely appreciate that. Okay, the guy I was talking to today, we were discussing my oddballs, and he's like, "Oh yeah, the kind of oddballs that you collect are the kind that we sell online. They don't even come into the store. They sell them at auction on eBay." And I'm like, "Well, yeah, that's because yours truly has good taste in these things." But that's basically what I'm doing. Is every chance I get, I'm walking into a coin shop and buying something. So far, I've picked up 5 90% dimes. I picked up two 40% Kennedys. I picked up an amazing Trapper Mine thank you round from 1975, and I got that at a generic price. I was like, you've got to be kidding me. How lucky can you get? I just got dumb lucky on that one. They hadn't realized that, yeah, that does carry a premium. And today, I got a very, very nice Philharmonic. I got an extraordinary, very nice maple leaf, and I actually grabbed a toned American Silver Eagle, and I never buy American Silver Eagles, but at 350 over spot, yeah, I decided I was going to. And as you can see, I got my Hello Kitty bling. I've got lots of Hello Kitty bling now. But anyway, here he is. Remember, if you don't hold it, you don't own it. Bye
Oh, anyhow, Shaggy says, have a good one. So that's basically what's been happening with us. Is again, I'm going to have some really pretty stuff to put on the internet and such once I get it edited and uploaded. It's been a pretty interesting thing here. This live stream actually seems to be working pretty good, especially compared to last week. So I'm not sure why the improvement, but my thought is when we get back, we could try just running it off of Eva's smartphone at the apartment and see what happens. There may be something that, because the internet we have there's, a half a dozen other rooms.
You're on Ethernet. You're
I'm on
ahead.
Ethernet, but it's the same service
Yeah,
provider.
but you're ahead of it. In other words, you get the signal first before it's
I
sent
have
out.
no idea if it makes an issue or not. It'd be easy to find out. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But anyhow, so that's pretty. As soon as we get ensconced in Boston there, I should have plenty of time at Ryan's house to edit and upload stuff. So expect kind of an average output of, one video every day or two. And then once we get back to Helena, we're going to have the same thing. We just got loads of stuff to do. So we should be very busy for the summer. Oh, aside from that, does anyone have anything in particular? Any questions? Anything? I say we haven't done any mining stuff, but that's not new lately. I talked to Lauren, and that truck that he worked on all winter is quite busy. Hey Brian, how's it going? Hi from Ohio. What is it? This is the Diamond Loves. Isn't that what you said?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, this is up in very far northeast Ohio. I think we're like 20 miles from
We're by
Lake
Youngstown.
Erie that way, and about
We're by Youngstown.
near Youngstown. I think we're about 10 miles from Pennsylvania that way. So anyhow, everything's going good, Brian. I just wanted everyone to know that things are going well. But say that the format is a little difficult, but seems to be doing all right in general. Certainly a lot better than last week. That sucked. Maybe YouTube got that crap fixed. I have no idea. So anyhow, does anyone have anything at all? Or should I probably just call it a live stream here and then go back to... Sweet, Brian. Good work. And I got stuff to catch you. Good. How did it work? What kind of recoveries? Any idea at this point? Are things running smooth? Recoveries generally fairly good? I think we'll leave something. No, we didn't leave something going on, but we got a lot to do as soon as we get back. Oh my goodness. We got tons of ore to crush. We probably got a mill to put back. Not only put back in operation, but to redesign a bit, reconstruct, and then put back in operation. I want to build a little scaffold set up so that we can run the gravity sluice directly into the agitation tank. Yeah, that's the way it works, Brian.
I have an idea.
What?
We build a wooden sluice that curves around our tank and looks like the one stars the Ohio Cavern.
Hey, Rob Bab. Yeah, we can do a lot of different things there, little one. It doesn't have to be that big because it's just scalping. We're not trying to get super recovery from the sluice, just all the big stuff. Yep. Anyhow, but I say then we'll just have a crap load of stuff to do. Plus, we got to get the laboratory back up and running. We're going to be we're going to be recovering gold from the solution that's been sitting there all winter and then stripping that gold. So, yeah, we got a lot of work to do as soon as we get back. So, yeah, we're just going to have lots and lots to do. Oh, let's see. Anything else? Not that I can think of. So we got some really, really pretty stuff to show you. Ohio Caverns was good, but that dawn was awesome. That's the best view of any
I'm
restaurant
going to
I've
go
ever
to the
seen in my life.
bathroom. Do not touch anything. I'm going to stay here.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. So, has anyone else got anything? Yeah, let us know how quick that works, Brian, because while it's not amenable to what we're doing right now, we could, for making a mill in the future, especially one that was going to work, you know, close to 12 months a year, the heating and a little extra oxidation might be quite the deal. Oh, we will, Rob Bob. We're having a good time, and it's it's a big country. My goodness, we put right now we're a little over 2,300 miles on the van so far, and we still got. We could probably make it to Boston in a day without too much trouble, but he's not ready for us. So we got a couple of days to kill. So why rush? We'll have to think of some more fun stuff to see on the way. Oh no, Brian, we left on the 11th, I think it was. That was 3 days after the eclipse. Yeah, we saw an eclipse. What was that, 5-7 years ago? Up there in Oregon, and that was pretty cool. But I don't know. I mean, there's the eclipse junkies that really get off on this stuff. I think it's kind of cool, but oh well, that's nice. From Helena, we didn't have a chance to see anything. It was cloudy all day long. But hey, we are enjoying the trip, and that little minivan does provide a little micro Winnebago sort of minor Bago thing, because that bed in the back works perfectly adequately. We have to take a number of the things that are in the back and put them in seats, but then we have plenty of room. I think the bed on that van is 8 feet long, so and 4 foot wide between the fender wells, so it can take a full sheet of plywood, and that's enough to make it work. So, as a that's how it's been going. Well, I can't really think of that much else to do right now. I got a lot of stuff I'd like to catch up on. I haven't seen my email or anything, in 3 or 4 days. Yeah, well, we don't have any curtains on it, so we have to be very careful, but that's okay. Eva also has this weird thing. She just can't sleep in her street clothes. She's got to put on, does she call them tights? I think so. Leggings, that's what she calls it. And stuff to sleep in. And that, I just took my shoes off for the first time yet last night. Because up until then it was pretty cold. Last night it was warm enough I could just walk to the restroom in my stocking feet, no problem. So that's, it's working out pretty well. We should be able to go down to Texas to see a launch without too much trouble. I'm thinking that the van will make a nice little travel vehicle for stuff like that, don't you? For like going down to SpaceX?
As long as it's like summertime, though I'd prefer bugs because happiness is a portable toilet. I have confirmed this.
Yeah, Eva does like the toilet facilities in the minor Bago, prefer to the van. The van has none. So it's pretty much just, you've got to go to a restroom somewhere, which is annoying in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
I will confirm that.
Annoying is one word. It's a polite one.
Yep. Okay. Anything else, anybody? Okay. I guess we're going to call it a night then, and letting y'all know that things are going well. We're having a good time. We got lots of video to upload here in a few days. So thank you for all the well wishes and stuff. And happy prospecting and keep it safe out there.
Now I suggest you check your email and do anything else you want to do while we got my phone connected.